Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you're watching La Boom, the political vigilante rising up. The truth is here, folks. And speaking of truth, come see Government Secrets live. We've got 3 shows in Europe: Stockholm, Sweden, October 3rd, Berlin, Germany, October 5th, and London, UK, October 12th. Tickets at grahamelwood.com. And then I'm doing stand-up comedy all across the U.S. to get ready for my comedy special, taping my first ever comedy special. It's an hour of social commentary and politics, everything you love about this show, only in joke form. I talk about going to Dachau as a kid and cults. It's fun stuff. And that is New York City, October 18th. Madison, Wisconsin, October 20th. Detroit, Michigan, October 21st. Cincinnati, October 22nd. And Chicago, where we will make the taping special thing happen, October 26th. Tickets at grahamelwood.com. You don't want to miss these shows. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Because there's not a lot of comics out there talking about it the way I am. There just isn't. And, the comics I grew up watching was George Carlin and Bill Hicks. They were heroes of mine. So I'm going to bring the vegan gun version of that. So check it out. And one of the things I like talking about on this show is the environment. And we are in the middle of climate collapse. And I really like holding the oil companies accountable. Because I was watching the corporate media today. I was watching CNN. And I watched the horrible media so you guys don't have to. I watch a little bit of Fox. I watch a little bit of MSNBC. I just want to see, what are the corporate liars doing today? That's what propaganda are they feeding us? And who, Fox obviously markets their propaganda to a certain group, and CNN and MSNBC market their propaganda to another group. But this ad played on CNN, these 2 ads actually, and it's the oil companies, they do this thing called greenwashing, where they put these ads out. I'm going to show them to you, where they talk about, we're doing all this new green energy technology, but they're still an oil company, man. Don't let them fool you. And they buy ad time on CNN and Fox and ABC and all of them, CBS. So that's why we're never going to get a real honest discussion from the media or a honest critique of the fossil fuel companies and the military industrial complex, because the oil, fossil fuel and the military work hand in hand. The military is the number 1 polluter on the U.S. military is the number 1 polluter on the planet. And rather than have a Green New Deal that would give a bunch of Americans jobs and we could help farmers and working class Americans in this Green New Deal, we got to ship $70 billion to Ukraine while they have undrinkable water in Mississippi. That's America in a nutshell. But I want to show you how sophisticated the propaganda is. And why, I drive an electric car, take the bus, ride a bike, because I know it's tough. Sometimes you need a gas car. But just look at how sophisticated this propaganda is.
What's on the horizon? The answers lie beyond the roads we know. We recognize that energy demand is growing and the world needs lower carbon solutions to keep up. At Chevron, we're working to find new ways forward through investments and partnerships in innovative solutions like renewable natural gas from cow waste, hydrogen-fueled transportation, and carbon capture.
Oh, carbon capture is such bullshit. Carbon capture is another, we're going to keep the fossil fuel machine going and we're just going to kind of carbon capture it. It's like recycling. And the thing about recycling, there's 5 islands of floating garbage in all of the 5 oceans, and it's all plastic, right? And the solution to that is not more recycling. We got to stop making plastic. But this is, and look, the governor of the Bank of England gave a speech in 2015. This is one of the first stories I ever covered when I did this show, saying there's a carbon bubble and it's going to burst because the entire global economy is dependent upon fossil fuel money, petrodollar. And we need to find a way to slowly deflate the balloon rather than letting it pop, because that's why they keep doing pipelines It's to show investors, oh, oil's still going to be it's still going to be a viable thing, investor, because if everyone all agrees that we're done with oil, then all the investment money gets pulled out quickly. And that's what they're terrified of. That's why they always just use these little buzzwords. Like what they're saying is, hey, big money investor, don't worry. Your oil stocks are still good. Keep buying oil stock. Keep investing in pipelines. Keep investing in drilling research because it's still going to pay off. That's what this is basically saying, while putting in language that tricks the average American into thinking, oh, I guess Chevron's trying to, because they do this. They'll spend, like, we've spent over $20 million on green energy, or it'll be in the tens of millions. They're making billions of dollars in profits. It is pocket change. It is literally that little cup at the gas station, at the Chevron, that you put your spare change in to donate to some cause. That's literally what it is.
We may not know just what lies ahead, but it's only human.
No, we do know what lies ahead, because oil companies have been doing their own independent research that goes back as far as 1958, saying, internal combustion engines are creating climate collapse. The oil companies have known since 1958. They did a big study in 1977. The energy companies have all known what is coming. They just back like, gee, we don't know. Golly gee, we are even our own research. We don't know.
To search for it.
Oh, they're going to keep searching for it. So this is telling you, I mean, this is like a wink to like a little more ocean drilling, kids. That's what that is. And then here's another one. This is the other one that I saw on CNN today.
Energy demands are rising, and the effects are being felt everywhere. That's why at Chevron, we're increasing production in the Permian Basin by 15%.
They're just telling you we're doing more drilling. Hey, Americans, that's why your gas is $6 a gallon. We're going to drill more, and then the price will come down, which is a lie. And the oil companies know this. A year ago, a barrel of oil was like $120 a barrel. And today it's like $120 a barrel. Why is it $5-6 today? And a year ago it was $3. Like, they manipulate these prices. They're ecstatic that Putin invaded Ukraine. So they go, oh, dude, jack the price up and just blame it on Putin. So then they use the high prices as, oh, in the war in Ukraine, there's less oil. We just got to drill more. No, you don't. We could have high-speed rail coast to coast. We could have hydrogen. We could have all of this green energy, solar panels on every roof. We could be the world leader. Americans could be all having great jobs in the green energy sector. We should have free college and every college would have like green energy solution classes. So we just are graduating a whole generation of kids that are just like young, hungry to fix this problem. And Americans, but we still have to play this game. So this was an ad buy on CNN. It wasn't cheap.
And we're projected to reach 1 million barrels of oil per day by 2025, all while staying on track to reduce our carbon emissions intensity in the area.
What? How do you do that? I'm going to go to a brothel, and I'm going to sleep with as many prostitutes as I possibly can while maintaining my virginity. That's what I'm going to do. That's the thing. So you just said 1 million barrels of oil. We're going to be drilling up to 1 million, but still being good about the environment. Oh, I'm going to go on a pub crawl and a booze cruise while still staying sober. They say these sentences right next to each other. And they did nobody, even in the voiceover booth at the ad agency, go, this sounds like you guys are completely contradicting each other. Everybody went, yeah, great. Checks are cashing. Yeah.
Because it's only human to tackle the challenges of today to help ensure a brighter tomorrow.
And I love too how they act like they're not the cause of the problems. Sorry, I'm spitting so much. This is so preposterous. And they always show a forest. They always act like they're the innocent. It's just like the American State Department. Oh boy, everything went nuts. And then we had to send our military. It wasn't like the CIA did a coup and then we pushed this guy. Then when the NATO moved east and then I love how they act like innocent bystanders. It's oh God, like drug dealers. Like this is literally if a drug cartel put out an ad talking about we're making more cocaine, we're going to up our cocaine production while being aware of drug addiction and the violence that comes from drug wars. We're trying to figure that solution out. Like the drug cartel, like, wow, how does all this drug violence happen when we sell drugs and then we try to kill our competitors? We got to find out we got to figure out a solution to that somehow. I don't know. Well, someday we'll hopefully figure out a solution. Not today, but somewhere down the road. I don't know. I mean, we make drugs, we smuggle them in illegally, we give them to street gangs to distribute, and then we kill people and we give them weapons, and we pay off politicians and border agents and cops. But I don't know how all this drug violence started. I don't know. I mean, don't blame the messenger, guys. It's unreal. So I wanted to show you this real quick. Let's take a quick gander. Let's go to OpenSecrets.org, one of my favorite websites. It is a nonpartisan, non-for-profit website that just tracks political donations. The FEC, the Federal Elections Commission, monitors any donations of $2,000 or more. So if I donated $2,000 or more to a campaign or a super PAC, it would say Graham Elwood donated this amount of money to this person, right? To the Kale PAC or whatever. Let's just see what we got. What's going on over here, Chevron? What's going on, Chevron at what's going on over there at Open Secrets, Chevron? What do we got here? Oh, this is their contributions. So far in 2022, $6.7 million in lobbying. This is just 2022. Oh, the Congressional Leadership Fund. I'm sure that's above board. The Senate Leadership Fund, Center Forward Committee. So the red ones are Republican, blue are Democrat. So a little more. And this is why the Democratic Party is so full of shit. The Republican Party is just flat out greedy, and they're climate change deniers. They're just greedy oil money, climate change deniers. They're filthy. They don't give a shit about anybody. The Democrat they believe in climate change and think something should be done about it, but I'm not going to say no to a check from an oil lobby guy. We got to stop selling drugs to school kids. Like, as a drug dealer gives me a wad of cash that I put in my pocket. We got to do something about that. Oh, fuck, this cat is rolling. Like, this is why I think the Democrats are worse in some ways, because they pretend to care. They pretend to do something about the environment. They give big fancy speeches about it and make ads about it, but they still get money from the oil, from Chevron. Look at this. Lisa Murkowski, Governing Majority Fund, DNC Services Corp. Oh, I'm sure nothing nefarious happens over there. Look at all this. Candidates, just filthy. Just filthy. Cycle 20. Let's see what they did in 2020. Ooh, $11 million in 2020. Wow. The Congressional Leadership Fund, the Center Forward Committee, the DNC Service Group. So again, mostly Republican, but just hedge their bets with some Democrats. Just enough to go, hey, Biden, in this new energy bill, all right, you can put some of your hippie stuff in there, but make sure we get a little something for us. You know what I mean? That's what they do. And that's what the Democrats, that's why this big fight for this $378 billion energy, green energy plan, climate fighting plan. Oh God. It's more incremental centrism from the Democrats to appease the oil lobby that pays both parties. So follow the money, connect the dots, kids. What do I tell you? That's where you get the truth. That's where you get the truth. So when CNN or any of the new major corporate media outlets don't really call out fossil fuels involvement and creation of climate collapse, which we are in right now. We're in a climate collapse, the droughts, the floods, all of this awful stuff, the leaking, the contaminated water. A lot of times it has to do with, oh, there was some fracking or this or that. It's because they're not buying, Chevron isn't buying an ad necessarily. Maybe they're trying to get the average American to go, oh, I'm going to stop at a Chevron to buy gas. Like there's a Chevron on one street corner and on the other side is it's Shell. I'm going to go Chevron because their ads, maybe they care about the environment a little more. Maybe that's what they're trying to do, but that's a second or third reason. The first reason is to buy influence from the corporate media. That's why I call it the corporate media. It's not liberal, it's corporate. It's not liberal or conservative. Fox is corporate media with a conservative, which markets its propaganda to conservatives. MSNBC and CNN is corporate that markets it to liberals. And liberals and conservatives actually love getting propagandized. They love being told their team's better than the other team. They just love it. So that's what Chevron is really doing with these ads. They're buying influence. They're making sure that none of the broadcasters, I can't use the term journalist because it would be an insult to the word. They're never going to do the real research to show. They're never going to go to OpenSecrets. They're never going to show you OpenSecrets.org on the corporate media. You have to come here. You have to come watch a surfing comedian that eats vegan smoothies to tell you this. So I just like showing you, follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth. That's how we make Gotham great again, kids, and shave your knuckles for justice. Boom.